So I'm a little exhausted right now. It's a hell of a walk. I had a really hard night at work, so having to walk all around and stuff like that's got me really wore out. There's apparently a bunch of stuff going on over here at the bar. That's the Hilltop Hideaway. Think how freaking exhausted I am here. So, yeah, thing right? There it is. Alright. Okay, so anyways. Alright, so anyways, we're just out and about again tonight. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Doing what they're doing. There's some cops over here. It's called the Hilltop Hideaway. I don't know if anything's really going on or not. There's two sheriff deputies and 2 city police officers. So I wasn't even trying to come out for that. I'm just using that as the background because I really don't give a shit what they're doing anymore. Because quite honestly, I don't give a shit. Because they're going to do whatever they're going to do here. It's a small town and not much going on. But I wanted to say, just hello to everybody. Maybe we're going to log on here soon within a minute. Kind of go live at unexpected time, so let's get that there and see if everybody's going to log on. If not, let's go home. There's nothing else going on. So it'd be really cool if you got the cop lights in the background, you know? Yeah, I'm seriously oh, messages. Just turn around, just take a peek. Maybe wants to jump in. This is actually it's right here. It's actually can't get on there. So around, I do it like this. Right there. Okay, so that's public property. So I'll say that's right there. There we go. Okay, so I think we can stand up on this. There. All right. Seriously, welcome on. If you're coming on here, we're just hanging out watching cops. I know there's probably something going on over here. Looks like it might be a fight or something. It's Thursday. We're getting into Friday, so you know things tend to happen. I think we got a few sheriff deputies. I think there's 3 of them. And 2 city cops. So, hey, what's up, Pim? How are you doing today? This morning. Whew. Damn, I was a hell of a walk up here. That was freaking hard. Hey, everybody who's watching, I just went on live feed. I don't know what's going on. There's a bunch of cops up here at the local bar, so we're just kind of checking it out. Right there's a sheriff's deputy. Right here. Right here's the city cop. I'm not trying to get involved in any of this shit. Pretty good. It's like an 8, 9, 10 hour shift. Everything's awesome. So just drive around looking for a place for live feed. I don't know, man. I got off work and I was just driving and I saw him flying up here. So I decided to do my live feed right here because it just kind of looks cool to do a live feed. Just see what's going on. I didn't call him, bro. Dream believer. I didn't call him. They're up here at the bar. Who knows why? Must have been a hell of a fight or something. I don't know. Bar fight, Oklahoma fight. Let's see what happens. Okay, I'll try to get a little closer. I don't go on the property. Right now I'm on private, public property. Why don't I ask them? Because they don't like me. Because every time I show up, they get pissed off at me. So they're all kind of standing around, just trying to figure out what's going on. Right there. Okay. Yeah, why don't you ask him, can I get in my car? I'm not at the bar. I'm not at the bar, I'm beside the bar right now. I actually walked up here there's a hill. Let me show you. So if I turn this way, okay, let me show you. Okay, there's a hill right down there looking at the town. Okay, I walked up that hill up to here to see this. So I was just checking it out. Here, I'll try to get a little bit closer. I'm not on their property right now. I'm on the sanitary sewer, so I'm on public property right now. We're just checking this out. So I'm not walking. I'm not walking home. I parked my car down the hill, and then I walked up here. And I saw cop lights coming this way, so I just walked this way to see what's going on. You can see this cop right here. I actually got a video on right there. One day coming up talking. If I was going to run away, it's great. Yeah, I'm not going to run away. I got nowhere to run from. I'm just hanging out. Hey, can you guys hear the audio okay on there? Because I don't know if it's working. Here, I'll just look at this cop car. I'll tell you what, flip it around real quick like this. Okay. So anyways, I was going to do a live stream regardless out here. I was looking for a spot, and this just happened to be the spot where I was at to do a live stream. It just seemed really cool if you get the cop cars behind me. It seemed a good spot to do a live stream. So, hey, what's up, Darkness 74 Dark? So, weird day today. Hulk Hogan guys. I'm sorry. And this, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what's going on here. I don't want to give a shit. These guys want the hell out of me. But a weird day. Hulk Hogan dies today. My final grandmother died today. I'm not going to jail, dude. I'm not doing anything. Here, I'll tell you what. You just want me to film the cops? Is that what you guys really want? You just want me to film the cops? Here, let's film the cops. Let's see what's going on. Okay, you can listen. These guys are freaking out over here, bitching at each other. Okay, here we go. Okay. You're doing some weird shit. You're like yelling at one another. I'm safe. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm good. Like I said, I'm just watching this over here. I think it's Officer Chavez right there with the police department. Just all here. 1, 2, 3. Something's going on. Maybe there's some damage or something. I don't know. Okay, I had an issue with her. It was about maybe a month ago where I was looking at some stuff, and then she kind of came up and was mad. She wasn't really harassing me. She was asking me some questions. Yeah, listen, man, you're gonna get put in time. Free speech, but just calm down, okay? Is the wind really bad? Can you still hear my voice? They didn't get me. No, don't. The cops aren't here for me. They're here for these dudes sitting up here on this bench. Right over there, the cops are here for those dudes on that bench. I'm just walking up here checking it out. I can go home anytime I want to. I'm not doing anything wrong. Okay, so it must have been a misunderstanding. Looks like all the cops are taking off. Must have been something where they got called in real quick. Is that better? Can you hear me okay? Man, I should grab myself some popcorn for real. I want the bars still open. I can know what time the bars closed here. Like, seriously. The girl cop? I don't know. She's over there. She drives that car right there. And I think she's a rookie. So they usually put the rookies on the night shift. They put like a couple of supervisors on, and they'll put the rookies on the night shift. And you can see a lot of times, like, this is a sheriff's car, and this right over here is a sheriff's car. Sorry, cop. Him, what do you? Okay, listen. They're not here for me. Okay, they're just up here because they got a call or something like that. What they're doing is they're just checking it out. I live in Oklahoma. This is Bro Oklahoma's channel. She is not superior. She is not the superior. She is a rookie. She is a rookie cop that's still learning how to be a cop. Here comes another cop right here. See? They're all getting in on it. So if nothing's going on, why are there so many damn cops? Look, it's pulling up right now. Oh shit. Right there, see? They're all pulling up. Hold on a second. No, I'm just here filming. You all good. So, see? Not involved, just in your filming. You know, I wish I had some popcorn too, to be honest with you. Man, I seriously pushed super hard today at my job here. I'll flip this around. Now, you know what? We'll keep looking at the flashing lights. They're kind of cool. We'll sit here and just stare at the cops talking. But no, I wish I had some popcorn right now too, because I am for real just fiending for some. Because it's like 2 a.m. in Oklahoma. Where are you from, Bill? Do I ever get real action? Lee Weaver. Why does Lee Weaver sound so familiar? Lee Weaver. That sounds like a very You know, I agree with you. If I had some popcorn and soda to watch this, that'd be good. I might hit this 7-Eleven down here in a sec. If I look over there, I'll walk back out. You can't even see it. You can't even see the freaking sign. That's what I get for getting an Android over a freaking iPhone. Leo Weaver. That name sounds real familiar. Thanks for the hearts. I appreciate it. If you like the stream, feel free to double click it. All we're doing here is filming, and we're just hanging out. You know, I don't want to be anything either, but I'm just saying it's kind of exciting when it is something. When you got literally, I think it's 5 or 6 cops up here. It's exciting when something is going on. I mean, you know, it's exciting to see. I started filming cops about a year ago. I try to stay the hell out of their way, but it just gets really exciting to check it out when you're up there. So. Danny, you're 100% correct. That's when you can tell that you're in a pretty safe neighborhood. It is the bigger the beer belly hangs underneath the bulletproof vest. That's a safe neighborhood. That's where is the difference? Dream different. You know, I've always found that you have like the safest city when the cops look like they have one trip in 15 years. That is very safe. There's nothing like that. So this is the most exciting thing that probably happened this week. I don't think you're going to go to jail. I think they're actually just sitting there being drunk and yelling at each other. If you look over here, they're just, I don't know what they're doing. If you look right here, they're just kind of hooting and hollering at each other. I don't know what the hell is going on. So. I don't think you're going to go to jail. I think what happened is somebody probably did. Here, I'll flip it around. Okay. Well, you know what? I won't flip it around. Let's just watch these guys. But I think what happened is somebody did something on the inside, and somebody called the police, probably or something like that. And all these cops showed up. And it must have been bad enough to get like an alert for all the cops to show up. I think that this guy right here, this cop guy right here, came from out of town. Because normally what happens is... that was my BFS. What happened? I honestly don't know. I think somebody called the cops. A couple of sheriffs showed up. Now they're leaving. You see if we get a cool picture of the sheriff's car right there. See it? Kabam! That's a cool picture right there. Yeah, some sweet ass cars. They're like blue and black. Hold on a sec. That is Cleveland County Sheriff's Department. If you know where Cleveland County is, it's right outside Oklahoma City. It's the city of Moore, Oklahoma. They usually get hit with a lot of tornadoes. That's where the headquarters are. Is Cleveland County. So, yeah, I don't think nothing's going to happen. I think they're honestly just got a call for something, so everybody showed up. Yeah, I don't think everybody tried to steal it. I think that maybe they're just actually trying to steal it. So, I think we're going to start leaving now. It doesn't look like anybody's going to get arrested or anything. Might have been a situation where, somebody... Here, I'll slip around. So, it might have been a situation where somebody called in and it sounded like of all the force up here to check it out, and now it's kind of delayed. You know, it's probably a misunderstanding or something like that. So, yeah, they're all taking off. You can see the cop cars are going away right now. See them? There you go. There's the deputy. There's the local police. You're still here with 2 deputies, and there's the local police. They're going to take off too. So I don't think anything's going on because the local police ain't doing nothing. So probably just a misunderstanding. Maybe somebody was here and maybe they just, you know, came up here for that reason. So deciding when to start the live stream. We're only going to go for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to call it though. Yeah, they're all taking off. So it looks like it's done. So we're going to be done too. I'm going to go like this. And we're going to walk on here. So if the wind gets real bad, let me know, and I'll find a better spot to hang out. But yeah, we're cop watching. There ain't much to do in this little town. It's about 8,000 people or so. It's right off from Norman, and there's not much going on. I think all the police officers are now going to meet up at the track or something and go. I hate to say fuck around and get paid to do nothing. Oh, wait a second. Maybe they're turning around. Yeah, I don't know what to do. So that was kind of exciting seeing those cops. It was kind of boring. Bye, we'll see you later. Yeah, we're gonna go act like nothing happened. Did you see that? You got freaking 6 cops up there and nothing happened. They're like, oh, we're just gonna go take off. Bye. So what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we all doing up here? You know what I mean? Like, why did you take 6 cops? Excuse my language, but what the hell are you guys doing? Why did it take 6 police officers to go to a bar and then everybody just leaves? So I guess nothing happened, right? Oh, they saw a camera. That's probably what happened usually. That's usually what happens to someone. They'll see a camera, the next thing you know, nobody gets a ticket, nobody gets a DUI anymore. Oh, we're not going to do anything. We're going to let it go because now there's a camera here. And that's it. Sorry, I'm going to try to get the light. I'm walking through like a field right now, so I'm going to get back into it. And we'll continue this live stream. Yeah, that's the normal thing when I go out this weekend. All that action for nothing. That's right. All that action for nothing. All the police are leaving. So what the like I said, what the hell did it take 6 cops to go up there for? You know what I mean? What the hell are you doing? Gaming is fun. Bro, for real. Bro. For real. For freaking real. I didn't even want to, I wasn't even trying to do a live stream like this. I was trying to do a live stream in front of a gas station. Or like in front of a statue or something. So, whatever. Here. Anyways, if you're joining me for that exciting thing, gaming is fun. Have you been on here before? Argentina has proven never existed. CNN last week. Argentina is not even a real place. And that's a made-up place that they say that people live, and it's not real. Nobody lives there. In Argentina? Argentina. It doesn't even sound like a real place. I don't think anybody lives there. Look up the Nickelodeon logo history. You know what Nickelodeon is? I used to when I was like a little kid. I think that they've gone way downhill since then, but you know, everywhere has. So, bro. Well, I got to get my car off of private property. So I don't want to cut this live stream because it seems like everybody has a lot of comments to say. So maybe let me park it here a little bit longer. I'll go find a nice spot to hang out for a little bit. Let's have some conversation. Maybe somewhere where there's not a bunch of wind. Because I'm sure you guys hear a bunch of wind. Clever glasses, Storm. Oh, thanks a lot, man. I appreciate that. Man or a woman, sorry, Storm. I appreciate that, dude. You know what? I just got these glasses this year. Haven't had to wear glasses my whole life all of a sudden. I decided to get some cool ones. You know, have to start wearing glasses now. I decided to get some cool glasses here. You know? Thanks. I appreciate that. And if you guys like my live stream, go ahead and double click, subscribe. And you know what? You might not like everything on my channel. You might not always be your flavor and stuff like that, but you know, if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask me why I do certain things or comments and stuff like that. I always like people who comment on my channel and just have a conversation. I love to meet people from different countries, different stuff. Argentina is not even a place, so I don't even know why everybody brought up that's a real place, but it's not. But what we're gonna do in the meantime here, I'm gonna take about 5 more minutes on this live stream. I'm gonna cut it because, like I said, I'm on private property, and I don't want somebody to kick me. How many years in the service? Oh, I was in for 5.5 years. I served in Korea, Iraqi freedom. I don't know. I've been to like 7 different countries, 7 or 9 different countries. I can't remember. Dude, it's way too windy. And yeah, I went overseas twice. Yep. So, you know, fun. It was a good time. Hey, that's awesome. I appreciate that. Gaming is fun. Gaming is fun, by the way. You know what? I haven't gamed enough lately. I was trying to get back into COD, but I don't know. There's just too many good games out there besides that. You know, there's a couple. I think they fell off a little bit. But maybe it's just me. Maybe I fell off. Maybe I just fell off. And COD is still awesome. I don't know, but gaming is fun for real. Cool name. I like the name of the channel. Okay, so I got my car. All right, so I'm just walking down the street here. There's nothing going on. So let's just prop this up. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you hear my voice okay? If not, I'll go stand in front of the sign. Y'all good? Can you guys hear that? Indeed. All right. So gaming is fun. Where are you from? Just out of curiosity. If you don't know, this is Brokelahoma's channel. I am Brokelahoma, or Dominic. I live in Oklahoma. So I like to hang out and do live feeds every now and then. I like to watch the police. I don't get a lot of interactions from them. You saw up there where the cop came up to me and asked if I was involved, but that was about it. Otherwise, what the heck is that on my screen? Other than that, I don't get too involved with the cops. I know a lot of people like to go out and do First Amendment audits and do that stuff. I've done a couple, but honestly, I'm the type of person, if you see my channel, you might see me get into it with a couple police officers. That's just because they creeped up on me with their lights off on a back street, and then all of a sudden they rolled up on me just sitting there on public property, and started asking me questions, and I got a little bit upset, and I immediately apologized to that police officer. I just haven't had a chance. Born in Belgium because my father was in the military, but I live in Chris Martin, dude, look at you. I would roll up on you too. You know, I know I'm really good looking guy, and I think a lot of people roll up on me, Chris, but it just don't go there, okay, bro? Well, anyways, they were rolling up with their lights off one time. And it freaked me out. And I was already getting in the mode like, oh shit, here we go. You know, there's gonna be a corrupt cop. So Kentucky, not my LOL. Okay, I got you. You're in Kentucky. I actually thought about moving to Kentucky before, but no, they rolled up on me with their lights off. It was fucking going down a public street, and it just pissed me off immediately. Because the second that you see a cop rolling up on you, like right here with their lights, that come off a side street like this with their lights off, you're instantly gonna go into like defense mode. And that's what I did. Plus, I had a bunch of caffeine at like 3 a.m. or 2 a.m., so I was already pretty hyped up. So, yeah, I've never been to Kentucky before. I don't think I have. I've been to Memphis. I've been to Tennessee, Georgia, South Carolina. Oh, I can't remember. I have to. This is how many places I've been in my life. So, I'm originally from South Dakota. And I joined the military. And once I joined the military, I started going to so many states and so many countries that I have to look at a map to remember where I've been. Why am I in Oklahoma? Because 10 years ago, Oklahoma was cheap, and now it's not because everybody figured it out. Now they're all moving here, so it's not as cheap as it used to be. Plus, the pandemic and all that shit. So, yeah, so that's why I'm in Oklahoma. Otherwise, there's not. I mean, I'm in the most populated part of Oklahoma, which is around Oklahoma City. In minus Oklahoma City and Norman and stuff, once you start getting these towns that are right off the city, it gets really boring and there's not shit to do. If you start getting real rural Oklahoma, there's a lot of beautiful places, but there's not crap to do. That's why it's so easy to find out where cops are in this town, because nothing else is going on. As you can see behind me, this is a highway. This is a 4-lane highway going through here. Yeah, this is a 4-lane highway going through here, and look at how many cars aren't coming through here. 4-lane highway. So there's obviously nothing going on. So this is a good time to do live streams and just talk to people around the country and just talk about things for the day, So, like, as people might not know this, yesterday I lost my last grandparent that I've had. I have no more grandparents anymore. That's a very weird feeling to know that all the grandparents, your great-grandparents, and everybody on your mother's side is gone. Everybody on your father's side is gone. And also Hulk Hogan died, so that sucked as well. You know what I mean? What's my hat? It says Operation Iraqi Freedom on it. It's got a big Operation Iraqi Freedom medal. And it's got this right here, which is an Ordnance Corps button. I don't know if I can see that. Right there. Okay. It's getting a little warm though, but I like it when it gets a little dirty. When you get a hat, it gets real dirty and sweaty and looks like shit. Because then when you go out and people think like, dude, that guy had a rough life. Look at his hat. He's like got his shit together. You know what I mean? So that's what I did. So I realized, oh, it's okay. I was just making a point, but I actually didn't know this grandmother was on my father's side, and I actually didn't know her at all. I think I talked to her 2 times my whole life, but it's just kind of weird to see that generation going away. So, Levin Bravo. Oh, sweet. Danny Mermaid? Your former Levin Bravo? Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Fort Benning, Georgia. I was there twice. I went to Fort Benning and I wasn't infantry. I was one of the side guys that went in there. But I've been to Fort Benning 2 times. So, home in the infantry. Out front. Oh, no, it's not out front. It's out front. It's follow me, is the infantry saying, right? If I'm correct, 11 Bravos, follow me. So, but I went there a couple times. I was on Sand Hill and 254. Yeah, it was Sand Hill in Fort Benning, Georgia. So, yeah, follow me. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that was called Hell's Kitchen. But there was another place not far from us. No, wait. Damn it, what was it called? It's been so long. Well, anyways, it was Sand Hill on Fort Benning, Georgia. So I've been there a couple times. I actually originally when I joined the military, I joined the National Guard. And I didn't like it because I wanted to be full-time Army. So then what I did is, one more thing, I'm sorry I keep looking behind me. The last time I did this out here, somebody creeped up on me out of the blue and it scared the shit out of me. So I keep looking to see if they're there. But anyways, I started out in the National Guard, and I was in the National Guard for a year when I was in high school, and I didn't like it because I wanted to be a full-time soldier. I didn't want to be a part-time soldier. I wanted to be in the military. Yeah, actually in the military every day, being a real soldier all the time. Now, some people want to be in the state militia. That's totally fine, right? That's totally fine. But me, I was more of a guy that wanted to just be full-time Army and always... I wanted to get deployed. I wanted to do awesome missions. I wanted to do awesome stuff and just have it be my job. I didn't want to just, on the weekend or every 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year, go and play soldier. I wanted to be a soldier. And that's no offense to anybody that was in the National Guard. I'm not saying anything against them. But I will say this. Some National Guard units, including the one that I was in, was pretty ate up. And it really pushed me to say, I don't want to do this. But I've seen National Guard units that are very legit, especially infantry units that were very good units to be in. They had an infantry unit here in Norman, Oklahoma, and those guys went to Iraq, and those guys were straight up legit, and they were reserve, so they were Army Reserve, so they were legit. So no, but it just wasn't for me. So I joined the regular Army, and I was a vehicle mechanic, but I was in a signal unit, and then I was also in 2 cavalry units, and I was in an engineering unit. So the cavalry units are badass. You got all the tanks and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Different side of things, especially when we were loading them up in Beaumont, Texas, to go to war. And those tanks, I think they weigh like 72 tons apiece. And we were putting them on the ship, and the ship actually, just a ginormous ship, like it looked like the freaking Titanic, except for it was a ship that held cargo, was leaning to the side like this in the water, and we had to stop for a second and reposition everything to get it back straight because we have way too many tanks on one side. That was cool to be around that kind of stuff. So 2-7 Cav out of Fort Bliss, awesome. I was actually 4-7 Cav out of Camp Gary Owen, Korea. It's no longer there. We gave it back to the Koreans. It was 4-7 Cav, and then I was also in 3-3 ACR, 3-3 Armored Cavalry Regiment out of Fort Carson, Colorado. But I've been stationed, I don't even know how many stations I had. I was in for 5 years, 3 months. I think I had 3 duty stations, so I moved around a lot. At Fort Hood, Texas, Camp Gary Owen, Korea, and Fort Carson, Colorado was my last spot. And Fort Carson is where I went to Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. And something else, I don't know, they gave me 3 medals. I can't remember what the last one is. So I went there in 2003 when the war first started. So it was different times. My unit actually caught the ace of, it was the ace of spades in the 52 card, the deck of 52. We caught the ace of spades, not the ace of spades. Saddam was it. The ace of diamonds, which was Saddam Hussein's secretary. We caught him, and it was kind of funny while we were in Iraq. The little kids would come up to us and they would tell us exactly where Saddam was. They would say he's by his hometown of Tikrit, and he's in a bunker, like in the ground, in a hole. He grew his beard out, and he looks like a shepherd now. And we would tell these kids, like, get the hell out of here. You know what you're talking about? Move on. Here's some candy. Leave us alone. And that's actually where they found him. So, whoops. At least the 4th Infantry found him. So, anyways, that's just some military talk. Sorry to get sidetracked there. Thank you for your service, by the way. 11 Bravo. That's awesome. My son actually wants to be 11 Bravo. But we'll see. They offer like $50,000. But anyways, so yeah, to get back on point, what I'm talking about here. My grandparents died yesterday, right? So no more grandparents anymore. It's kind of strange because if you really think about death and you see the generations going down, first you have the silent generation, which is our great grandparents. Depending on your age, or it might be your great-great-grandparents. The silent generation who had the boomers, who had Gen X and millennials and stuff like that. And it's crazy because I figured this out years ago, is that, these generations, like, your number's up as far as what your generation is, whether you're Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen X, or a boomer. Right now, the next people that are going to die, generation's going to die out, is going to be the baby boomers, okay? Because the silent generation, they're almost all dead. And now all the baby boomers are starting to die, and they're all dying out. And then it's going to be the Gen Xers are all going to die out. And then it's going to be all the millennials, and so on and so forth. It's crazy once you figure that out, that when your generation's up, you're up. So that's just kind of something I was thinking about since I'm seeing all these people pass away in my life. It just gets kind of crazy because it's almost like seeing death come to you, you know what I mean? But I accepted my death a long time ago in the middle of the desert behind a 50 cal machine gun, so I'm good. I already know it's coming. I've been knowing it's coming for a while, like 20 years I know it's been coming. But anyways, that's about the most excitement I have for the evening, minus me just sitting here talking. Is there anything that anybody would like to know about Oklahoma before I roll on? So right now there's a train in the background, and I'm just waiting to see if any more cops pop off here. I don't. The second they see this camera and they see this face, they're gone. They just take off. And like I said, they go hide out. So we were lucky to get what we got on this live feed as far as seeing those cops roll up on there, because that's very crazy. Is there love in Oklahoma? I don't know, man. I heard Luke Combs say there ain't no love in Oklahoma. I mean, so take it for what it's worth. I don't know. I know that when you see a tornado for the first time that's 3/4 of a mile wide, you will shit your pants, and it's coming right at you, and you will shit your pants. We actually had a tornado. There hasn't been one here in like 40 years, and we had one come right across here 2 years ago, and it ripped apart all these lights and everything just got replaced and stuff, and it came right across here, and it probably hit this building here, hit the building on the other side. So it definitely, there is, I think last year we had 159 tornadoes. There's a lot of tornadoes, man. It's insane. Sometimes you get 3 or 4 in a week, and it's just like, ah. And if you've ever seen the damage from just a tornado that's come down for 20 or 30 seconds, it is insane the amount of damage that these tornadoes cause. I mean, they're coming down, they're doing 100 some miles an hour, 200 miles an hour, whatever, and they will just obliterate brick buildings. They will just obliterate everything. And people in these houses talk about how it's like basically a bomb just freaking exploded, and their house just like started blowing shit everywhere. Like I said, I saw my first tornado down here 2 years ago, and it was I think it was an I thought it was an F3. It was like a 3. Oh, you turning in, Danny? All right, man. You have a good night too. Thanks for stopping by and having a chit chat with me. I'm just talking for a few more minutes. Then I'm gonna split you. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you want to, so you can check out any live streams that I have in the middle of the night. And like I said, give a like. And I don't make money on YouTube. I'm not that big, so. But gaming is fun. You are supposed to be the person that I relied on to stay here and talk about Oklahoma, but that's fine. Gaming is fun. Same thing. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Okay. I'm going to talk for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to carry on with myself. But, yeah, Oklahoma has a lot of tornadoes and a lot there on the field. It might be time just to call it. Whew. I'm so freaked out. 2 nights ago, somebody creeped up right up on me to a point where I could touch them with my arm. They were that close to me. So now every time I hear or see something behind me, I'm starting to freak out. And I think it's that guy walking up behind me, or some other random homeless person walking up behind me. So the cops are driving by right now. I think, bless them. I think that second car coming up, that's a police officer. And they are driving by. They're checking for people. Maybe we'll see somebody else before them. I don't know. It's kind of fun. That'd be a really good time to see somebody else get pulled over, because then we can watch them and watch them get tickets and watch them do DUI checkpoints and blah, blah, blah. But I don't think anything else is going to happen. If you were with me earlier, I think that's pretty much all we were going to see. About 3 a.m., this town really just dies off. So we'll wait for a second. If I see a police officer pull up, maybe we'll film him for a little bit. I'm telling you, dude, I keep thinking there's either a homeless person behind me or that freaking guy that walks by here at 3 a.m. It's just this young man. He's a very nice kid, but he scares the shit out of me when he pulls up on me. So I'm just waiting for him to walk by and surprise me. I've had so many people do that when I'm out here. Maybe I just need to go the other side of the road. Let's do that. We'll go on the other side of the road because nobody walks on that side. We'll go in front of Sonic. Fun fact, Sonic is from Oklahoma. It's founded here. If you have a Sonic in your town, its founding is here. So Thank you, Oklahoma, for that. All right, we're going to cross the street here because the dudes walk on this side. They don't walk on the other side. So said 2 nights ago, scared the shit out of me. I could have touched this guy. He was so close to me as I was filming. So if you see that live feed from 2 nights ago, you'll see the kid was terrified. He was shaking. He didn't know that somebody was standing there. I was shaking because I wasn't shaking. I think I was swearing at him because he scared the crap out of me. All right, so we're going in front of Sonic here and just see what we can pick up. Try to get those lights out. Right there it is. Okay. If anybody, I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes here, and if nothing happens, I'm going to take off. So, but if anybody has any questions, anything you'd like to know, how tall am I? What's my favorite color? What's my favorite food? Me. All about me. Me. Just I want to talk about me tonight. I want to talk about me. I want to talk about I want to talk about number 1, mine. I want to talk about what I think, what I like, what I know, what I want, what I see. So if you have a question about me, go ahead. If you don't, no, if you seriously like, I like to hear where people are from. My favorite place is when people tell me they're from England, because we all know England doesn't even exist. It's not even a real country. So if you're from England, just quit living the lie already. We know you're not really from there. A place doesn't exist. And somebody's going to chime in and say, like, I'm from England. No, you're not, dude. England's not a real place. Scotland's a real place. England's not a real place. Yeah, I think it's going to die off here. So like I said, this is a 4-lane road, right? And look at the amount of cars going down it. There's not anything going on in this town. If I can sit here on a major highway that they feel like has to have 4 lanes, and at 2 a.m. there's nothing going on. Exciting. Oklahoma's awesome. So Hulk Hogan died yesterday. Now it's Friday. Hulk Hogan died. And to be honest with you, I was actually, Ozzy Osbourne died, and I was like, oh, okay. I actually thought he was going to die like 20 years ago. He acted like he was like 80 years old 20 years ago. Ozzy Osbourne did. Whenever he was doing the Osbournes, and the dude was high like all the time. I seriously thought that he was way older than 76. Hold on a second. I want to see if this might be a police officer here. So I thought he was way older than 76, but apparently I was wrong, because I was thinking that he was really famous in the 60s, but he wasn't famous until like the 80s, pretty much. 70s, 80s, more the 80s, I would say. But I was shocked that I wasn't shocked that he passed away, because he did a lot of drugs and stuff like that. But Hulk Hogan, I was shocked, because I thought he was in pretty good shape. But cardiac arrest is pretty common with people that do lots of steroids and stuff like that. And is it Jay's? Yo, what's good? I don't know what's good. Honestly, I don't know. It's good to be out here in summertime without a storm and stuff going on, and just being out in public. I was sitting out here watching Cops about 20 minutes ago, but they all split, and they're probably not going to come back this way anytime soon. So, greetings from Australia. Australia's not a real place, Shaq. Wait a sec, I know you. SHAK. Do you have a channel? Because I swear like I've seen you before, like a comedy channel. Or is that a common thing, that Shaq in Australia? And what time is it here? I have no idea. Probably 3 a.m. Probably about 3 a.m. So I'm in Oklahoma, middle of the country. So get some sleep, bro. I don't need anything, man. So just so you know this, I just got off work. Yep, I'm talking about Shaq TV. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Hilarious guy, by the way. I just found him out like 2 days ago, and I was watching him, and he does like 3 or 4 characters, but it's himself. So, yeah. I'm just chilling on the street. Yeah, you know what? I got nothing else going on. So, yeah, so I work the night shift. Thanks for the heart. I appreciate it. I work the night shift, and sometimes what'll happen is if I get bored, I'll come out at night and I'll see what the cops are doing, see if they're pulling anybody over. But as you can see, like I said, if you just jumping on, this is a 4-lane highway going through the town I live in, and it's very dead. So nobody's coming through here. And nope. Oh, damn. We're going to have to move, dude, because I'll show you this right here. A sprinkler just came on right beside me. Hold on, check this out. Right there. Literally, here's where I'm standing. There's a sprinkler. So we're going to move up a little bit more because that just happened. Yeah, but anyway, sometimes I'll come out here and I have something to say. I really don't have a lot to say today. Like, it just seems like everybody's dying right now. You got Hulk Hogan dying. You got Ozzy Osbourne dying. And my grandmother died yesterday, too. So just kind of a weird time. Everybody's dying, you know? But, yeah, that happens, you know? All right, I'm going to go right here, and we're going to get right like that. It almost sprayed me, Austin. It was right there, like I was sitting there. I actually, it scared me. I thought it was like a rattlesnake or something that just jumped up right beside my foot. So, that's all right. You know, it's all right, Austin. By the way, so I didn't know my grandma very well, and actually didn't know her at all. So, but I was making a point that all my grandparents are dead now. Everyone on my father's grandparents on my father's side are dead. Everyone on my mother's everybody on my mother's side is dead. So it's just kind of weird. Like, all my grandparents are gone. I have 0 grandparents left. They all died. So, yeah, Hulk Hogan died yesterday. Him, dude, I thought you were going to bed. It's okay. Trust me, man. I'll be back again. I'm not going anywhere. I'll be back. I ain't got shit to do. Okay? I'm an ex-veteran who works nights. I got nothing going on. Go to bed. It's okay. It's all right. No, you're good. I'm just joking around. Like I said, I'm going to talk 5 more minutes more. But like I was making a point, it's kind of weird not having grandparents anymore because they all died. But, yeah. And Hulk Hogan, yeah, he died yesterday. Whoa, you're getting deep there, Austin. You're getting deep, bro. You're not sleepy? And for you, it's morning? Oh. Okay, well, never mind. For me, it's nighttime, but it's morning, so, and that's getting pretty deep there, Austin. Yeah, it kind of does, I mean, like, one thing that the military does, it really makes you separate from your family, you really do learn to get disconnected from, like, my brothers and sisters. I haven't really been able to talk to them in years. Plus, you change a little bit. The military, especially when you go to war, you think of stuff differently. And some people break down, they get crazy, and, start saving their own shit in bags. Kind of crazy. And then there's other people that just, like, start disconnecting from people they were close to, just because it's really hard to communicate with someone that doesn't understand what you've been through. You know what I mean? That's why kind of my thing is I was diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder about 10 years ago. I didn't know I had it for a while after being out of the military. And then it was really hard to talk to family members after that. So I just, instead of talking to them, I just kind of disconnected with them. So that's what I feel, started with families. I got it, yes. Yeah. Hold on a second here. Just checking out this chat real quick. Yeah, you do a lot of stuff you never forget about, and even my kids now, they're teenagers. I got some teenage kids. And I've also got, like, a little girl. You might see her on my video and stuff. I got teenagers, a little girl, and every now and then when I start talking about the war, start bringing up stuff about the military, dang, Dad, you never really talk about stuff. I'm like, well, what the hell's the point in talking about stuff that nobody understands? You know what I mean? So you can't really fathom, some of the stuff I'm not going to get into, obviously, but you can't really fathom that stuff. So, bunch of the family channel, because I don't want to be Ruby. What's her name? Ruby. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? That Ruby Frankie lady. because I don't want to do that where she like filmed every one of her interactions and like basically used her family for money. So that's why I don't do the family channel. Do you know who I'm talking about? Him? That Ruby, I think it's Ruby Frankie, where she would like film her kids all day and all night. She was a Mormon mom influencer. I don't know why I keep touching my nose, dude. I think I'm gonna start. But she was a Mormon mom influencer, and she like would film every moment with her kids. Yeah, check it out. I think it's Ruby Frankie, and she is in prison right now because she would film her kids constantly and stuff like that, and use them for money. And she became like a millionaire off of YouTube. And yeah, no peacetime. Yeah, that's like, yeah. And she would film every interaction she ever had. I just don't do that crap because I might film something with me and my kids every now and then, or film something with me and my daughter every now and then. If you see my channel, you see where sometimes we'll make like a joke video or something. But to sit there and constantly film my family and film my personal life at home, that's I don't need money that bad. So I think she has 6 kids. Yeah. And the oldest one's moved on, and she got brought up on very abuse charges and stuff. So because she was abusive to begin with, but she met up with another lady and do that. Yeah, I can do something different. I just don't, exploit my kids. Or Ryan's World, where I exploit my kids for money. I'm just not that type of person, because we could probably have a channel and be really awesome and everybody would love it. We come up with characters and all that stuff, right? But we're not going to do that. So she's trying to support her family. Yeah, YouTube's kind of different, right? And like I said, I don't make money on YouTube. I'm not that big. If I did, great. It'd be wonderful. But there goes a comment right there. But the reason why I don't make money on YouTube is because I'm just not very big. I'm nobody special. I just make videos every now and then because it's kind of a nice release whenever you sit there and they're not doing anything. The second they see me, they keep going. But it's a nice release every now and then whenever you just want to talk, or you just want to. You've always had like a funny idea on your mind, and you just want to do it. You want to put it out there. But a lot of us have funny ideas. A lot of us have stuff like that. So, yeah, family first. Absolutely. You know what? I don't need to exploit my family for money. I'll go work until I can't move anymore and do that way. They can live off my dime. So, if you don't know about me, I am one man working for 5 people. I'm the only one that works in my household, which is kind of challenging in this day and age. I'm not a highly educated man. I'm just a pretty simple guy. I graduated high school, and I did take a few courses in different things like mechanics and hydraulics and things like that. But I don't use any of that today. I'm just a pretty simple guy, and I just have a very basic job. So, but I am one man that works for 5 people, and we do okay. But obviously, my channel is called Broke Lahoma. It's not Rich Lahoma, so we struggle from time to time. But that's fine. That's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. A lot of people struggle. A lot of people degrees struggle. So that's fine. So yeah. But anyways, check out that videos. Go ahead and do whatever you got to do. She was very abusive. So what was I doing when I was 20? Jays. Okay, so whenever I was 20, I was in the Army, and I was actually in Texas at that time. And I don't know. I just be in the Army. As at Texas, I was a mechanic, and that's what I used to do. I went to mechanic school, and just worked on Humvees and stuff like that. She is the worst mother. There you go. See, you check her out now. She's freaking terrible. She exploited her kids for money, and then she got it. Yeah, she didn't get food or anything. Don't go down that rabbit hole though. You find out about her, you're gonna be pissed off. Okay, she is in prison now though, so that's good. But no, she like abused the shit out of her children. So Jace, yes, I was a mechanic in the military. I was actually electronics specialist. I was three different jobs. I was a construction worker, like a backhoe operator. Then I was an electronics specialist, and then I was a mechanic. Yep, so I did three different jobs in the military. So that's what I was doing when I was 20. And what's funny is I've only used those jobs one time. It helped me get a job. Otherwise, it really didn't. So, yeah, that's cool, Austin. Thanks for stopping by. God bless you too. Have a good night, and just thanks for stopping by and just listening to me ramble on for a minute. I seriously 5 more minutes and I'm gonna split it. So, yeah, check that out. Go ahead. You know, take all the time you need. Go check it out. I'm gonna leave in about 5 minutes here because I suppose my wife's gonna jump on this live stream in a second. She's gonna wonder why I'm not home yet. So, but yeah, so that's what I did when I was 20. I joined the military when I was 17, and I got out when I was 23. I turned 18 at basic training, and I turned 23 in Iraq. So I was gone a lot of those. From 17 to 23, I was gone a lot of those times, just serving my country. And I didn't join because I didn't join like why some people join because they want to go to college or something like that. No, maybe she is. Yeah, check it out. Check it out. I didn't join the military because I wanted to go to college or anything like that, or just because of thing to do. I joined the military because I genuinely wanted to serve for my country, and that's why I did it. So and I enjoyed it, and it was a good time. You know, even the war, it was cool doing things you did on TV, except for, I mean, there were some points that obviously weren't great. But overall, the military had a positive experience there. So, is she free now? Well, I'll have to check on that, dude. They did a whole documentary on YouTube on her. If you look it up, there's a whole documentary where she has these things. Thanks for the hearts, by the way, I appreciate it. She has these sentencings, and they're running in a manner that is not. I don't know, not what do you call it, not consecutive, but she can, like, every 10 years or 5 years, something like that. And it's a thing where she could possibly get probation and then get out. Some people say she's free. I'll have to check that out later. I was reading up on it about 2 months ago, but she's a terrible person, horrific person. I think her husband, if you read up on this, I think his name is, I might be wrong, maybe it's Travis Frankie. Travis, I want to say it's Travis. I could be wrong. Her husband should be in prison too, because he should have freaking known about those kids being abused like that. You know what I mean? You're talking about spanking your kids. Okay, you get it. You spank your kids, whatever. It's not abuse. But then you're talking about spanking them and not feeding them, and then taking away their room and then making them sleep on a freaking what do you call it, beanbag chairs for 7 months, and then sending them away some camps and not giving them water. I mean, that's abuse, man. That's abuse. I don't care what you say. That's abuse. If you just say, well, I spanked my kids. Okay, you spank your kids. But if you're saying all this other shit, and then you have a YouTube channel where you're talking about how you take care of your kids, no, that's straight up abuse, dude. You need to go to jail for that crap. So if anybody's doing that, don't, because that is abuse. Correct yourself and move on. Let's move on with our lives. Kids can't, you got to understand that foolishness is in the heart of a child. You need to be patient with them. It might be hard, but you got to learn to be more patient with children. They're still learning everything. They don't know what you know. Hell, I got like a almost 16-year-old, and he doesn't know Kevin, and he doesn't know everything. And it's hard to be patient with teenagers, but we just got to learn to be patient with kids. No way he's with her. I thought they got divorced. Okay, now you're gonna make me go check this stuff out. I'm gonna check that out tonight, young, because now I'm very curious what's going on there. Check out more of it. Check out the documentary. It is insane what she does to her children. It's very sad. But I don't know. I think she should have been in prison for a lot long. She might only got 5 years. Oh, damn. Artisan Peterson, where am I from? Well, right now I'm in Oklahoma. but I'm actually originally from South Dakota. But I've been all around the world a couple times. So I'm in Oklahoma right now. I've been in Oklahoma for, I don't know, like 10 years, 10, 11 years, something like that. I moved down here because I was trying to save money because it was cheaper to live here. I'm going to check it out. I was trying to save money by moving here. It was Oklahoma used to be cheaper. And then also the pandemic hit, and everybody realized how awesome Oklahoma is. Oh, and thank goodness that the Thunder won the NBA championship, so now everybody's moving here, so it's not cheap anymore. So, yeah, I like South Dakota Jays. You know, I think as a kid, you kind of like anywhere you're at as a child, and you remember memories of being good as a child. But here's the deal. So I liked South Dakota as a child. I thought it was cool. I thought it was neat. I thought it was laid back. It was so free. I used to think it was so pretty, like all the rolling fields and stuff like that, and the animals and stuff. Then I moved away, and I moved back to South Dakota whenever I was 27. And I lived there for 3 years. And I hated it. I hated when I went back. And I went back to the capital city of Pierre, South Dakota. And I hated it. I thought the people were assholes. I thought the land was, there was nothing. Then all of a sudden, those rolling hills, they're pretty to a point, but then I thought they were pretty boring whenever I was older. And there was nothing to do. I mean, if you like hunting and fishing and going down the Missouri River, it's awesome. But after that gets boring after about the first year. And then what the hell do you do then? So it's just boring. Kind of like Oklahoma is kind of cool. It's cool here. I'll be honest with you and don't say anything. Oklahoma is kind of sexy because it's dangerous, right? I'll admit that right there. Don't say that too often, but it's dangerous here because of tornadoes and stuff. And it makes it kind of sexy, so it's kind of cool here, you know what I'm saying? Just a little side note, not trying to be all pervy or nothing, but it's kind of hot. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, we could die at any moment. This is awesome. That's what I'm talking about. So just joking around, obviously just joking around. But Oklahoma's cool because there's kind of like a danger factor to it. You know what I mean? And people here are kind of straight out of a storybook. To put it nicely, if anybody from Oklahoma is watching, just so you understand, I like Oklahoma, but some of these small towns, it's like straight out of a story. They just came straight out of a story. So, okay, for child abuse, I think it would be 2 years. Yeah, see, it might have only been a couple of years she was in there. Now, if anybody doesn't know what we're talking about Ruby Frankie and Kevin Frankie, I believe. Yeah, and then I think she went in, and then she had a chance to get paroled and come out. I don't know what it was. She couldn't have contacts with the kids. And Kevin's back with her. He's a dumbass. I don't care. See, if you look more into that dude, he is a dumbass. Okay, he's not a man. He's just a puppet. So I don't care for him. And yes, if anybody coming in here doesn't know why I keep looking on my shoulder, I'll mention it again. I was live streaming 2 days ago, and some dude just like walked right up on me, and it scared the hell out of me. It walked so close I could reach my arm out and touch him. So I'm freaked out like a homeless guy is going to walk up on me, because they do come through here every now and then. Or this kid's going to walk up on me and scare the crap out of me again. So I just keep looking over my shoulder to make sure I don't see him. So, yeah, South Dakota. I mean, it has a Mount Rushmore. The Black Hills are really nice, like the mountains. But as a state, the people are so rude. I lived in Minnesota for 7 years as well, and the people there are so damn rude. It's like having a whole state full of Karens and Darrens. It gets really irritating after a while. Okay. Does anybody have any other questions before I move on with my evening? Because I have no idea what time it is. Because my evening started like 3 p.m. today, and it's kept going, stuff like that. Do I have a closing piece of advice, Jace? Man, I don't want to be easy. See, now you put me on the spot. See what you're doing there? And I see, is that a panda for your picture there? Yeah, I think that's a panda, right? You put me on the spot for that. Closing piece of advice. Let me ask you, well, where are you from? Let me ask that first. Where are you watching me from? Answer that, and I'll give you a closing piece of advice. If you say Florida, I'm disconnected. Oh, thank goodness. You said Canada. Because if you had said Florida, we would have went somewhere with that. Okay, Canada. All right. Closing piece of advice. One thing I'll tell you is that the farther south you get in North America, the nicer people get. And the more people mind their own business. The farther north you go, and no offense to Canada, I just know the United States. The farther north you go, the more people are in your business and the more Darrens and Karens you run into. So if I have a piece of advice for you, go south. Because you'll have a much better life. Okay? And people will leave you alone. I can imagine if I was up in Minnesota right now, by Canada, if I was up in Minnesota right now, standing on the side of the road like this, just talking to my cell phone, I would probably have 4 cops have already stopped here and asked me questions. So that seems to be the normal. And also, another thing, I'll just say this. Live life as if you're not going to be here tomorrow. Live life like you are going to be gone tomorrow, because you very well could be. And don't be afraid to make that connection in a relationship. Don't be afraid to try harder at your job. Don't be afraid to, spend money every now and then to maybe get a nice meal. And, don't be afraid to be broke and have nothing. Some of the best times of my life is when I had no money. So that would be my advice. But I suppose no police action going to happen for the rest of the night. So I'm going to take off. I appreciate... Oh, okay, hold on, there's another question. Do you like Texas while you were there? I love Texas. But I haven't lived in Texas in a while. And Texas now is becoming like the new California. I went back down there. Man, I went back down there 2 years ago. And it is like the new California down there. The people have totally changed. And if you're from California, don't take this the wrong way. Because I know there's parts of California and there's people in California you're in a very beautiful state and you're in a very, very beautiful climate and it's lovely there and some people ruin it. Okay. But Texas was wild. I mean, like if you ever watch the show Cops, most of that is filmed in Texas because I had never seen so many people get arrested and police chases and things like that and murders and everything. I've never seen a place in America that had and this is just me personally talking. I know there's other cities that have more murders and stuff like that. But I never seen so much crime in my life as I did in Texas. And even when you get into like the back country, it gets kind of scary. I remember driving down a road one day in Texas and I got lost. I was by Lampasas, Texas. You can probably look that up, Lampasas. And I remember going down a side road. It was a gravel road. And then just looking over and seeing like a bunch of cat's tails nailed to a fence. And that's where that scary shit starts to happen when you get down south like that. So Texas was cool. The people were very nice, but some of the people are insanely crazy. So, but Texas was nice overall. A lot of snakes, like a lot of water moccasins. And I used to spend a lot of time in rivers there, so a lot of water moccasins. So, but anyways, anybody else have any more questions? If you do, I'll answer them. I don't mind. I'll answer questions. Otherwise, I'm going to split. And by the way, my grandfather lived in Canada. Where do you live? I don't know what part of Canada you're in, but he lived like right over the border of, I think it's up by Baudette, Minnesota, and he lived right over the border in Canada for like 20 years. So I used to have Canadian relatives, and he had like a French wife, so I used to call him down there. His wife would answer, and she would speak French. But anyways, besides that, and thank you for coming on my live stream, James. I really appreciate it. But besides all that, now nobody has any other questions about Oklahoma or why I'm standing out here or nothing like that. I'm going to call it, guys. So if you like and let's just say this as a general thing, if you like having a conversation with me, you like spending time with me in the middle of the night or your morning, go ahead and subscribe. And I come out here every couple of days and do a video. Now, you might see stuff on my channel that you don't always agree with and you don't always like. Feel free to comment. I will give you an honest answer with things. And obviously, when we first started channel, no, I'm not going to be on the pathway. I've made comments from time to time that might have been a little bit rude, or sometimes it comes across as being rude when you're typing it in. I don't, but feel free to subscribe to my channel. I don't make money from YouTube. I'm not monetized. Someday maybe I will be, but right now I'm not. So I check all my messages and I do answer the ones I can see. So feel free to subscribe, comment on videos. I go live every couple of days in the middle of the night. I'm trying to get a good point on that. Usually not for an hour and 10 minutes, usually for about 30, 40 minutes or something's going on. So feel free to contact me. Y'all have a great evening. Jay's, him, the main two people I saw last year. Austin, all y'all, enjoy your evening. God bless. We'll see you next live video. Okay. Bye-bye. Thanks for joining me.